One of the Last Stylebender's top moments came from his UFC debut at UFC 221. It was here Israel Adesanya would take on Rob Wilkinson. It was the most anticipated UFC debut of 2018. Adesanya established himself as a great striker with an impressive kickboxing record, and Wilkinson had only lost one of the 12 fights he had thus far. At the beginning of the first round, Wilkinson did his best to keep it a grappling up against the cage kind of fight, knowing how good Adesanya was at striking. But the Last Stylebender had a great defense, and Wilkinson struggled to keep Adesanya off his feet. By the second round, Adesanya clearly found his rhythm and started landing huge blows on Wilkinson. Before the round was over, Adesanya released a barrage of punches and knees that put Wilkinson out for good.
Attempted 16 takedowns, and the end here might be a formality. Big right hand.
This looks like physical surrender to me. He's not answering back. He just has his hands up. It's not going to take much for the referee to stop this one. This is a punching bag right now.
Oh, huge right hand from Adesanya after Wilkinson had landed a knee. Not sure how much more Steve Percival needs to see. There's a knee.
Yeah, this guy is done. That's it.
Israel Adesanya.
Despite this impressive debut, Adesanya only felt he did so-so. I guess that's what makes him so good. This next fight was built up with a lot of trash talk and mutual disrespect, which made it that much more exciting. At UFC 230, Adesanya would take on Derek Brunson, who previously called Adesanya out on being too skinny. The Last Stylebender rolled with the verbal punches and gave some trash talk right back to Brunson. After a while of intense weigh-ins and aggressive social media postings, these two would finally hash it out in the octagon. Right away, it was clear Brunson was desperate for a takedown. But once again, Adesanya's defense held up. Before the end of round one, Brunson came in and Adesanya stunned him with a knee to the face. From there, it was a series of strikes, kicks, and knees, and Brunson was done for.
20 seconds to go in the round. I don't know, Joe. Brunson with an elbow. Oh, he's hurt again. Oh, another knockdown. Israel Adesanya knocks Derek Brunson out in round one.
That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That's technique.
Strangely enough, we haven't heard trash talk from Brunson since. At this point, Izzy's dominance in the octagon was well established, but Kelvin Gastelum was known for scoring wins through sheer force of will. In the first round, Gastelum made it pretty clear that he had knockout power. A couple strikes on Adesanya left the Last Stylebender stunned.
In Mexico. Oh, Gastelum! And Adesanya retreats.
But in the second round, Adesanya came back with some great kicks and a punch that had Gastelum falling to the ground.
So some adversity now for Kelvin Gastelum. 2 minutes to go, round two.
Big right hand by Adesanya, perfectly placed.
Adesanya came close to scoring a submission both by standing guillotine and triangle, but Gastelum managed to slip out. This fight kept up the pace and intensity, and by the end of it all, Izzy's lip was about the same size as his face. By the last 10 seconds of the final round, Adesanya just missed getting the finish, but won by unanimous decision. This made Izzy the interim middleweight champion. It seems like this fight is often overlooked, but we think it'll be looked back on as one of the greatest fights of all time. After handling Gastelum, Adesanya was all set up to take on Robert Whittaker at UFC 243 for the middleweight championship belt. Now that Whittaker wants a rematch, he's claiming Adesanya wasn't actually all that good. But we saw a different story. Many fighters have tried to use their superior size, weight, and wrestling skills to take down Adesanya, and most have failed. Whittaker was one of those fighters. At the time, many fighters thought Whittaker had it in the bag, but if there's anything we've learned, it's that you don't underestimate the Last Stylebender. Adesanya's dance moves speak for themselves. Whittaker tried right away to get in some huge left hooks, but Adesanya proved to be a bit too slippery for the Australian. Izzy responded with a huge right hook that put Whittaker on the ground and rocked him the rest of the fight. In round 2, Adesanya landed another hook and this time took Whittaker down for good.
Hands down, just leaning back out of the range of those kicks. He's got to be very careful.
Whittaker nearly on his feet. Adesanya trying to close it out. Israel Adesanya is the undisputed king of the middleweights.
This secured Adesanya the championship belt and a place in UFC history. Time and time again, huge athletes with aggressive fighting styles come after Adesanya, and time again, Adesanya destroys him. Paulo Costa and Israel Adesanya had some beef with each other for a while. Both fighters were undefeated and Costa was hungry for the belt. This led to a bitter rivalry and some of the most colorful trash talk from both parties.
You know who's next? I got this overly inflated balloon animal. This heavy Ricky Martin wannabe. Trust me, when I'm done with him, he'll really look like Ricky Martin. Watched.
After some aggressive interviews and weigh-ins, these two middleweights would finally face each other at UFC 253. Right away, Adesanya started chopping at Costa's lead leg, and Costa responded with a lot of showboating. But by the second round, Izzy landed a huge hook that took down Costa and went for the ground and pound.
Now he's got Costa's attention so much. Ooh. And then he's out. And then he's going to go to the leg again. Oh! Knocked down for Adesanya! Costa trying to recover! That is it! Still undisputed! Quick night at the office for the champion, Israel Adesanya!
Izzy even finished it off with a little disrespectful moment. It was an embarrassing loss for Costa, but we're sure next time he won't drink wine before his fight.